just got home from work, just getting ready to water with seedlings, and I can see some already popping out. I can't believe it. It's only been a few days. Let's see how many days it's been. This is getting me so excited. They'll be quite big quite quickly, I think. When did I sow these? The 25th of February. Right now it's the 2nd of March. That's 7 days. Some of them said they would take about 2 weeks or more to start sprouting. I can't believe it.
So in the last video, I found out that someone was going through the Bokashi planters and eating it. And for a few days, I left it that way because I honestly didn't know what to do about it.
The Bokashi, the compost won't turn into compost because if he keeps upturning it, it's not gonna turn into compost.
Something had to be done. So at first I tried to move the planters to the center of the patio, hoping that the rat wouldn't be able to get into the planters. Because by this time I'd figured out that it was a rat, because one morning I opened the curtains, looked at the patio and saw something rummaging around one of the planters, and it was a rat, and he wasn't even scared. So I did some research and figured out that I had basically made a rat invitation on this patio because I had a tarp on the floor with some wood in there to keep that from getting wet. So the tarp was kind of collecting water on the top, and then under the tarp was a perfect hideaway for this rat. So I had 2 jobs to do. 1, make sure that my garden is no longer a rat's invitation, and 2, to do something about the Bokashi and the planters.
It's been about a week since I buried Bokashi mix. So what I'm doing is I'm putting all the food scraps that I can find in this container for a second. So it has no food in it anymore. My thinking is I'll put all of these containers without food stuff just on the edge of the garden, and then one bed is gonna go in the middle of the garden, so hopefully the rat doesn't climb in because it's too high. That's what I'm hoping, at least. So as you can see, I have the 3 planters on the edge of the garden. The one in the middle has Bokashi compost with a glass top. And then the one that I'm showing you here also has Bokashi compost. My hope is that the rat doesn't get to it. Let's see. Okay, it's been about a week and a half since we took care of the Bokashi compost situation and the rat situation. So we did a little experiment last time, and I think it worked. Let me show you. So just to remind you, we had a planter here, one there with the glass, one there. This has very little food scraps, this too, and then this has most of the food scraps, and so does this one. So the verdict, as you can see, this one here, something did happen here. I can see that it's been rummaged around, and especially that means that something's been in here. But as you can see, it's not really that bad. Then we go to the glass one. It looks great. Although I say that, we've created a new problem. It's this and that. So I'm thinking because this glass top was on it, and now it's a bit moldy. So what I'm doing is just leaving it open to see if that helps. Then we have this one, and as you can see very clearly, something happened in here. The best news though, this one, there's hardly anything in here. Although, is that really true? I don't know. My thinking is the rat was obviously conditioned to coming back here and finding food. I took care of the whole rat nest situation. There's no water here. There's nothing to hide under. So I'm thinking the rat just came back to see if he could find food again. I'm going to make sure this is all smooth again so I can see the next coming days if the rat still comes back. What this does mean, unfortunately, is that I think we need to make these planters rat proof. If you have any suggestions on how to do this, please feel free to let me know. And I'm happy to report that no rats have been spotted in my planters anymore. So I'm very, very happy about that. And it's time to start planting some stuff outside. I'm very excited. Good morning. I'm on my way to pick up some supplies to work on the garden today. Today I've been busy repotting most of the tomatoes and some of the flowers because they were kind of outgrowing their little egg cups, and yeah, I put them in bigger containers. Oh my God. I'm a bit unsure of what to do because I'm transplanting some of the seedlings, but I don't seem to have enough compost and soil. So I'm going to use this cocoa peat, which is just a block of coconut fiber, and you add water to it and it turns into cocoa peat. And I'm gonna add some perlite to it to just mix with the existing medium that they're growing in, which is like special growing mix for seedlings. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, transplanting the seedlings is really scary because I feel like if I mess this up, I'm not gonna have any plants or flowers for the whole season. So yeah, I'm definitely a bit anxious about it, but hopefully they'll grow perfectly and I can just transplant them in a few weeks directly into the garden with the soil and all into the planters. So let's try it. Something else exciting that we're doing today is seeing if the Bokashi compost actually composted, because I buried that probably now 4 weeks ago. I want to say around 4 weeks. And technically when you bury Bokashi compost, after 2 weeks, you are able to start planting in those beds. So it's been 4 weeks. Let's see what the compost looks like. I'm gonna dig it up You're not really supposed to do that because it's actually meant to stay where it's at, but I want to see if this worked, if I did it correctly. And then we're going to plant some stuff outside for the first time. So I'm very excited. We're going to plant some beans, some radish. So let's do that. As you can see, there's some food stuff on the top, but that's still because of the rat. So I think we're going to have to dig a little deeper and see what's in here. So I can see some eggshells. What's that? This looks like a banana peel. I'm gonna scrape off the top a little bit so that we don't get confused with what was on the top. So there's definitely some food bits like shells, egg shells, and onion peels. But for the most part, when you get to the part that hasn't been dug up, it does look like there's no food in here. Now there was one other planter that I did the same to, which is this one. We did run into a bit of a problem here. Maybe you can see it up close. Mold. There's mold in this bed and spiderwebs. I don't know what to do about that, if I'm honest. My feeling is just to mix it up a little. But before I do that, let's see here if there's any food left in here. Here we're getting to deeper layers, a little eggshell, some more eggshell, onion peel. But also here, I don't see any food scraps. Oh, here we go. Here's a big piece. What's that? Some moldy potato peel. Let me just throw that out. So yeah, there's some food bits, but I don't think that's really that bad. So I'd say this is a very successful composting method to use. I'm gonna plant some lettuce as well, just under this planter so it doesn't get direct sunlight all day.